Alrighty y'all, this is World Class Jerk, and today we are in the North Pole, and I've been looking everywhere ever since I got here, and I'm sorry to announce that there is no Santa Claus. I have not found this man, and I've looked at every single crevice that I possibly could, and that's an absolute shame. But yes, today we're going to talk about how you're using solar power wrong in Astroneer, and we're also obviously going to talk about how you can fix this problem, but first we need to get down to the basics. Obviously, it's only daytime about half the time, so at night you are screwed when it comes to solar. So what most people do is they use their wind turbines in combination with solar so that they can have power during the night. But even so, this often leaves you in the dark. You still don't always have power even when combining solar with wind. So another thing that you might find common with people to do is that they will use batteries in combination with their solar and sometimes also wind turbines along with the batteries and solar so that they can also have power during the night at all times. But this takes a lot of batteries. So what can we do to make this better? What can we do to make solar power the very most overpowered power source in Astroneer? Well, there's actually two methods, and both only use solar panels and still manage to get us solar power 24/7, which sounds impossible. So let's look at how. The first method is very straightforward and inarguably fair. What you do is you make two solar grids like this and make sure that they're on the exact opposite sides of the planet. Therefore, when it's nighttime for one, it is daytime on the other, and that means you'll always have power. Then all you have to do is connect them both by extenders, which will take a little while, but then once you attach it to your base, you will simply have power all the time, no problem at all, just like that. Now, you may have noticed that I called the first method inarguably fair, and the reason I did that is because this next one is arguably exploitatious, and it's also a bit more confusing. So where do we start? Well, simply put, we're just going to start with the fact that when you are close to a planet's north or south pole, you aren't moving as much as if you were on, say, the equator, because the closer you are to the pole, the less distance it has to rotate around because you're close to where it's rotating from. But how does this help us? Well, in real life, this doesn't help us at all, because in real life, there is no location on the entire Earth that has daylight at literally all times, no matter what. But in Astroneer, that's a different story, because in the North Pole and the South Pole of Astroneer, there is always sunlight. And even though this makes no logical sense at all, we're still going to abuse this to get what we want. And so that brings us to why I'm at the North Pole, guys, because you have been fooled. That's right, I'm not actually here to look for Santa Claus. I'm here because I know that the sun is always up here, and I want to figure out how to use that energy. And as you can see, when I speed up time by 10 times, the sun never once dips past the horizon. And so obviously, all we have to do is put down a solar array, and it will give us power all the time, right? Well, not exactly. You see, the curvature of Astroneer planets is far greater than the planets of the real world, so that means that being too close to the ground means that the ground itself can actually block the sun, as you can see here. A large part of the time, the sun is spent behind the ground in some way, shape, or form, and that takes the sun away from us, which is why I built a ramp. Now you can plainly see the sun by a large degree at all times. It is nowhere near peeking behind something blocking the sun from getting to us. And so obviously all we have to do is plop down a solar panel and we will get power all the time, right? Well, not exactly. It is actually worse than it was down at the bottom, as you can see, because now we're getting zero sunlight whatsoever. So our planet's failed, right? There's nothing we can do anymore, World Class Jerk. It is all for nothing. I don't know. Anyways, look, that's not the truth, because there is one simple solution. This is the way we're going to solve the entire problem together, my friends. We just got to turn it upside down. See, we have a ceiling up here, and now when you put it up there, as is indicated by the yellowness lining the cord here, it has power, and as you can see, that never goes away. So if you put a bunch of solar panels up in the sky, upside down, they will always have power, literally always 24/7, all times of the day. And so, I hope you enjoyed this video. You didn't see this outro coming so fast.